the world top 10 intelligence agencies.
Start with the name of Allah, who is the kind and most merciful.
Hi everyone. Welcome to SK Columbus channel. An informative channel where you get latest informative videos on different topic. Are you ready? Let's start. Today we are about to discuss the world top 10 intelligence agencies.
The intelligence agency of a country essentially functions as a nervous system in that nation's defense setup. It is responsible for feeding vital information to the armed forces and enforcement agencies about any possible threat to the internal and external security of a nation. They are responsible for collecting, analyzing, and exploiting secretive information that is not available to the common people. These intelligence agencies gather information through various means that include signal gathering or intercepting, espionage, cryptanalysis, and many other methods. Almost all the countries around the world have more than one operational spy agency or secret service, but only one among them stands out. A spy agency works better than others in a mixture of a lot of factors like hard training, technology, colossal budget, etc.
Who are top 10 intelligence agencies of world?
Number 10. ASIS. Australian Secret Intelligence Services, Australia. ASIS, or the Australian Secret Intelligence Service, was established in 1952 by executive order as the external component of the Australian intelligence community. Its existence was known publicly for the first time in 1972, almost after 2 decades, when a news report exposed its espionage activities in Asian countries. This agency has been given the task of gathering intelligence from overseas that concerns the country's strategic interests and domestic security. In 2012, during a press conference, the Director General of ASIS stated that the agency is increasing its foothold in the most volatile region of the world. Number 9. GDSE, General Directorate for External Security, France. DGSE, also known as General Directorate for External Security, is considered among the most influential spy agency in the world. It is tasked with counterintelligence and intelligence gathering as well as conducting special operations on foreign soil, and it is directly operated under the French Ministry of Armed Forces. This agency is also specialized in economic espionage like operational information, R&D strategies, and gathering knowledge about intellectual property, techniques, industrial products, ideas, against other countries. DGSR has extensively spied on some of the largest American tech companies throughout the 1970s and 1980s. Over the decades, this agency has been involved in multiple civil wars, counterterrorism, and other operations around the world. Number 8.
BND. Federal Intelligence Service, BND, Germany.
Bundesnachrichtendienst, BND, is a foreign intelligence agency of Germany that was established in 1956 during the Cold War era with the help of the CIA. It was the only gateway for spy agencies of Western countries to closely monitor the Eastern Bloc even after years of its establishment. BND was considered the most informed intelligence agency regarding Western Asia throughout the 1960s and 1970s. This agency has the responsibility for analyzing and gathering information regarding counterproliferation, international terrorism, as well as organized crime and drug trafficking. It is involved in mass surveillance like the CIA of the United States. In 2016, a BND officer successfully negotiated a prisoner exchange between Shia Islamist militant group Hezbollah and Israel that took place in 2018, and it has been a successful mediator between the two parties on the previous occasions as well.
Number 7. MSS. Ministry of State Security, China. MSS, or the Ministry of State Security, is the civilian agency in charge of foreign and domestic intelligence gathering and counterintelligence for the People's Republic of China. Its current structure was established in 1983, following the merger between the counterintelligence branch of the Ministry of Public Security and the Central Investigation Department, the preceding foreign intelligence agency. It has a significant presence on all 5 continents, and it is considered one of the most influential and powerful intelligence agencies in the world. The agency is notorious for its unconventional and aggressive intelligence gathering strategies. The MSS has carried espionage activities against several host nations in recent years, including the U.S., where the United States has suffered economic damage of about $300 billion to $445 billion annually due to Chinese economic and cyber attack. Number 6. Foreign Intelligence Service, SVRRF, Russia. SVRRF, or the Foreign Intelligence Service of the Russian Federation, succeeded Russia's external agency KGB after it was disbanded in 1991. Its various duties include conducting strategic intelligence gathering, economic espionage, and protecting Russian officials overseas. It has played a more influential role in the foreign policy of Russia than its ministry. This intelligence agency works with the Foreign Military Intelligence Unit of Russia, the GRU, for covert operations and espionage in many foreign countries. Number 5. RAW, Research and Analysis Wing, India. It was established in 1968 after the failure of India's intelligence during the Sino-Indian War of 1962. It was a major setback for the Intelligence Bureau. The agency was responsible for the external and internal security of the country at that time. For the prevention of such catastrophic events in the future, the Government of India established Research and Analysis Wing that is completely dedicated to the external intelligence agency. Its responsibilities include monitoring arms and narcotics smuggling into the country, gathering intelligence from foreign nations concerning the national security of the country. The agency had a substantial presence in Afghanistan since the 1990s after the rise of the Taliban, when Pakistan backed, and India decided to side with the Northern Alliance United Front, with RAW providing necessary logistic and intelligence support. Number 4. Mossad, Israel. Mossad is the intelligence agency of Israel, and it is the most capable, one of the oldest and most feared spy agencies in the world. Mossad is a foreign intelligence agency like the CIA of the United States. It is not only tasked with intelligence gathering but is also responsible for conducting counterterrorism and covert operations abroad. Mossad started a Liberated Technological Innovation Fund for investing in up-and-coming tech startups. This agency has its own counterterrorism units, namely Kadon and Metsudah. For highly sensitive missions, Kadon is a group of highly trained soldiers that perform sabotage across the globe in high-profile assignation. Covert operation executed by Mossad is in the interest of the Jewish community across the world. In 1972, after the Munich massacre, the agency carried out a massive covert operation named Wrath of God to track and eliminate members of the Palestine armed militant group who were involved in the attack. The operation spanned Greece, France, Italy, Algeria, Libya, etc. Number 3. MI6. Secret Intelligence Service, the United Kingdom. The British Secret Intelligence Service, also known as MI6, is among the most respected organization in the world of spies. It was established in 1909 and is the chief of the Secret Intelligence Service and is directly accountable to the Foreign Secretary. It was officially acknowledged in 1994, almost after 9 decades after its initial establishment. The domain of SIS is only limited to entities and people outside the British Isles, unlike MI5. This agency was involved in many big events of history like the Second World War, the Cold War, and many other regional disputes all over the world. Number 2. Central Intelligence Agency, the United States.
It was established in 1947 by President Harry S. Truman. It was established with the motive of mediating foreign policy intelligence and analysis countrywide. In the United States intelligence community, it is the most powerful agency. Most of the resources and manpower of the organization are spent on collecting foreign intelligence with a minimal amount of domestic data. CIA has 5 priorities for which they work that are counterterrorism as its top priority: cyber intelligence, counterintelligence, non-proliferation, and informing/warning leaders of America about important overseas events. This agency has always been the subject of many controversies both abroad and at home.
Number 1. The number 1 intelligence agency of world is ISI. Inter-Services Intelligence Pakistan. ISI is known as world number 1 intelligence agency. After an apparent intelligence failure in the Indian-Pakistani War of 1947, the IC was established by Army Major General R. Kautham and Navy Commander S. M. Ahsan. The Inter-Services Intelligence, ISI, is the premier intelligence agency of Pakistan, operationally responsible for gathering, processing, and analyzing national security information. As one of the principal members of the Pakistani intelligence community, the IC reports to the Director General and is primarily focused on providing intelligence for the government of Pakistan. Since 1971, The agency has been formally headed by a three-star general of the armed forces who has been appointed by the Prime Minister upon recommendation of the Chief of Army Staff, who proposes 3 candidates for that post. During the Soviet-Afghan War in the former Democratic Republic of Afghanistan, its support of the Afghan Mujahideen brought the agency global recognition and fame. China, Israel, Saudi Arabia, and other Muslim nations provided training and funding to the Mujahideen through the IC's Operation Cyclone during that war. While the Afghan civil war was raging in the 1990s, the IC provided strategic support and intelligence to the Afghan Taliban with funding from Saudi Arabia following the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991. So guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. Give your suggestion in comment box. Please subscribe my channel. Goodbye.